Hey, oh, that's not excellent. Let's try that one. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Coffee Run Live. It is I, Nicola Moras, coming to you live for a Friday morning on the Coffee Run. So I said that I was going to go live at 11 today, but I am finally, thank goodness, going to the hairdressers to get this disaster of a mop taken care of. It's really funny. It's not really funny. It's awkward. I reckon it's been about an extra, hey Neil, about an extra week this time round due to some other different commitments that I've had on and haven't been able to get in. So, oh my God, I am feeling very, very, very ready. So what I wanted to chat with you a little bit about today, first of all, it's Celebration Friday. So I'm really keen to hear what you're celebrating, what has been really great, fantastic and awesome in your worlds this week. I'm celebrating, we've just done the first module of, hey Kelly, the first module of Bold has just gone live, and man, you know, it's really funny, not funny, interesting. Sometimes the stuff that we come out with our clients, it's just like, yeah, you know, that's really cool. You guys have those moments, right, where you're like, I'm not sure where that came from, but that was really pretty amazing. So what we were talking about, and I thought that I would share it with you, was around the power of focus. And focus has got, I guess there's lots of different ways to look at focus, and focus is fine, in terms of action and activity. And oh my God, if you could see my desk, like it's looking like a dog's breakfast. It looks like it's unfocused, although it is very, very focused. But what was really interesting was around the fact that when you've got a really clear focal point, it gives you the ability to shut out the rest of the noise and just do what needs to be done and remain really consistent, actually. So one of the things that we chatted about was around creating and having a word that you can work towards over, hey Sandy, a word that you can work towards and really focus on, have really right at the front of your brain for the foreseeable future. Now, you might work well going, okay, this is going to be my focus for the next month, and this is going to be my focus for the next 90 days, or this might be my focus for the next 6 months, 12 months, and that's great. I like foreseeable future. Because to me, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how things are going to change and evolve. So for the time being, this is going to be the focus point. Now, one of the things that I've suggested that they do, actually I didn't suggest, I told them to do, and I'd very strongly encourage you guys to do it as well, is to come up with a word, a single word or maybe a phrase that helps you to move forward with, pushing the boundaries a little bit. So we were watching The Voice last night, and it was like we've been watching the replays for a bunch of different reasons. We've got lots of sport commitments and blah, 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 all this stuff through the week. So we've been catching up on the replays of The Voice. And one of the things that I really loved this week, there was someone did a cover of Karma Chameleon, Boy George's song from the Culture Club. And oh man, it was just beautiful. And then we heard last night a cover, I mean, they're all covers except one, I think, a cover of Lose Yourself, an Eminem song done by a girl who sort of was a bit of a hybrid rap. Hey Gerda, almost like a hybrid rap singing version of it. And oh man, it was just yeah. And there was this other guy that came on singing, and it was just, there was a real sense of individuality and a point of difference, even though, they all could have been singing the same song, right? They all would have had different ways of being able to stand out. One of the really interesting things that I heard Delta say was, I think it was Delta said, you don't need to shout to be heard, right? Trust in your voice and trust that we'll hear you. You don't need to shout. This is the feedback to one of the girls that didn't get through. And I was just like, man, it's so true. So often what we'll try and do as business owners and as marketers is, particularly if we're feeling, if our nerves get the better of us, or if we're launching something new and we're a little bit scared, or if we're about to take a big, massive leap, then sometimes what we can accidentally do is start shouting in order to try in an effort to try and be heard, where I think one of the things that we've really got to start to envelop is trusting that our own individuality and the way that we do things and the way that we say things, the way that we articulate things, our own brand, our own flavor, our own juju, you know, that stuff that's our own elixir, that stuff that's within us, our life force, essentially, is more than enough to be able to stand out. Now, and to be able to use that as a vehicle to be able to stand out. And so, you know, it got me thinking about these words of the year, or like words of the moment, for the word for the foreseeable future, and how that's really helpful. And for me, what it does is it helps me to, like, if I'm thinking about new programs or if I'm thinking about marketing, and, you know, I don't really give a shit what anybody else is doing. I don't really, in terms of, you know, competitors or other people who are doing something similar in my industry, I don't care. And I'd encourage you not to care about what anybody else is doing anyway, because it's just like, whatever, you go do your thing, I'm going to do mine. And we've got to trust that our voices are going to carry us through, right? And that the sound, the resonance is going to tap in to the hearts and souls of those hot, cold clients that we want to be able to bring in. Sometimes though, and this is where the word becomes important, sometimes we can get a little bit lost in the fray, and we can buy into some of the things that might come across our news feed that kind of have us go, oh, you know, I was on the wrong fucking track. Or, you know, maybe not if you've been in it for a while. Like, I don't tend to have that, but there are times, particularly if I'm feeling a bit vulnerable, where I might be a bit like, oh, you know, but I'm not like aggressive like that. Is that really how things need to be? And you know, and I know that for us, for me, like, that is not the way that I want to. It's I'm not that bitey. You know, sometimes I am. I'm passionate. Hey, Kylie, but I'm certainly not that antagonistic, you know, looking for a, you know, poking the bear, looking for a fight type person. That's just not who I am. And so sometimes when I see that, and again, like if I'm feeling a bit vulnerable, and if I've seen something or someone that seems to be super successful and that's how they are, it's like, oh, really? Oh, no. And it's like, no. So where this word becomes helpful for you is it helps you to just really become laser focused on you, and it helps you stay in your lane. It helps you with your imagery. It helps you with your theming. It helps you with the way that you'll write your marketing material. So mine, hold onto your hats, everybody. My word is going to blow you away. You're going to be really surprised by it. Good morning, Joe. You ready? You can let me know what your word might be. My word is badass rockstar. I know it's 2 words. I'm greedy. It might be a phrase. So mine is badass rock star. And what that, like, I'm not a rock star, right? I'm not a singer. So I'm kind of, it's a little bit like, it's kind of like when I had sales and marketing spy school, and I had the whole theming around being a secret agent. And, you know, my agent name was special agent kick more ass, because that was my roller derby name, or is my roller derby name. And for me, what that enabled me to do, it kind of created a bit of theatre, a bit of space for me to sort of play a little bit. I mean, I'm silly naturally. I tell really amazing dad jokes. I make silly puns at all of the things. I do these quick quips, like off the cuff, all the time. And so by having a theme, it really sort of helps me to create the space to play with that somewhat. So mine's badass rockstar. So when I'm creating programs, when I'm thinking about imagery, when I'm thinking about my photos, when I'm thinking about, you know, a day where I might just be like, oh man, you know, I don't want to play today. And we have those days. We're human. We all have those days. It's like, well, like, is this really who you are? Like, what would a rock star be doing? And so yesterday, for instance, what I decided to do, I had a bunch of stuff. I was a bit overwhelmed yesterday. I had a lot of stuff on my list of things that I needed to do. And I decided to pull the coffee run. And hey, because having a word makes a big difference. It does. It really does. And I was sitting there and I'm like, oh man, you know, I've just got all of this stuff to do. I just don't feel like I'm going to be the best version of me today. I don't feel like you guys are going to get much value out of me today. I was pretty much all over the place. And I needed to be able to focus and do really what needed to be done without the pressure necessarily of all the stuff. So for me, it's like, well, what would a rock star do? What would a badass rock star do? And it's like, well, you know what? They would give themselves permission. I've been doing this for a long time, been in business for more than this business for 9 years and other businesses before this. You know, so I've been in business, online businesses in one way, shape or form or another for probably about 15 years. And it's like, you know what? It's okay to actually not do this today. Like, it's okay for me to be able to just go, no, this is what needs to be done, and love you guys. And guess what? You know, me giving myself permission to really own that state, to own that. It's like, well, actually, no, it's my show, it's my channel, it's my own network. We've spoken about these, you know, over the last few weeks. This is just what needs to happen. This is my decision. And no one died, right? I've had messages from people checking in to make sure I'm okay. Bless you. Yeah, I am. But it's really fascinating and it's really interesting because, you know, we sometimes have this pressure built up, and it hasn't come from anywhere else, right? It's just come from within us. So having this word enables you to, often it's like, give yourself permission to make decisions with that being a bit of a framework. So for instance, I know another sort of like another little sub phrase of mine this year is, if it's not a hell yeah, or it's actually, if it's not fuck yes, it's fuck no, right? That is almost like my frame of decision making. So is this going to help me feel like a badass rock star? Is this really going to help me put myself out there? Is this really going to help me help more people? Okay, yes. Does this feel like a hell yeah? Is this a no-brainer? And if it's not, then it's like, not. It's a no then. Hey, Carmen. And again, like, that really helps because it gives you a bit of a litmus test around your decision making, around your marketing, around your programs that you're going to do, around the conversations that you're going to have, around the people who you're going to work with, and everything else. So find a word that really works for you and have it front and center. Mine is, like I said, mine's over here on my wall. You can borrow it if you like. It's totally up to you. I would encourage you to find your own because I think you'll find something that's really fitting. One of my clients is all about explosive expansion. So love the real words. Yes, Sandy. Totally. Trying to censor and it's just silly. Explosive expansion. So again, if you think about it, if you have this idea, right, if this was your word, or this was your couple of words, and you're like, okay, I'm going to go put this program together and let's call it the Busy Bee Flower Program. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something silly. So Busy Bee Flower Program. And if you're sitting there going like, yeah, you know, it'll be okay, and your words are explosive expansion, you can then layer that lens over this and go, wow, like is the Busy Bee Flower Program, does that feel like explosive expansion? Is that going to help my clients have explosive expansion? Is it going to help me feel like I'm exploding out of my chest and, you know, vomiting my fabulousness all over the world? No. All right. Put it to the side and it's a no. Like, that's just not it. And then it's like, okay, well, back to the drawing board and think about what will do that. And here's the thing. It might take a little bit more time, right? But it will absolutely help you to find that gold, that beautiful golden nugget where you're just like, oh my God, the the Sharpies Forever program is absolutely about explosive expansion because I can chong it out of the stratosphere. I'm looking around my office desk to try and think of something funny to use as an example. So have a really powerful set of words that allow you the space to kind of like filter your stuff to help you to make decisions. We were talking before about helping to stay focused. So this helps you to stay focused as well. And yeah, that's that. Carmen, what is on your wall? Oh, my words, my badass rock star words are over there on my wall. That I make sure, for me, everything gets layered over the top. Or that gets layered over the top of everything. And if it doesn't really fit, then if I was doing like the woodwork for woodchucks, I don't know, like, does that feel like it's badass rock starry? Nah, out in the bin it goes. Hey Tamara, good morning. So that's how I use that, right? And I think and then the other piece about that is like with the explosive expansion as the example, if you were to come back, if you're having a bit of a day, and I was talking about how this word can help get you into state. So if you've got a word that's like explosive expansion, and it can be like, well, am I choosing, if I do this, is it going to cause and help explosive expansion, or is it going to hinder it? And if I, like in the instance yesterday, if that was my word, I would have looked at it and been like, all right, well, if I don't do the coffee run today, is that going to be detrimental to my explosive expansionness, or is it going to help explosive expansion? If I decide to, I feel like I've pulled a sickie off work. That's actually how it feels, right? So like that's how it felt for me yesterday. I was so torn with not showing up for you guys on here. I was still talking to clients and doing stuff, but I just wasn't on here. And I felt like I was playing hooky from work. It was a really interesting feeling because, you know, I'd committed to you guys that I'd be on. And so to not show up is a big deal for me. So if the word was explosive expansion though, and I decided to not show up because it wouldn't have been my best work, then am I going to be better at creating explosive expansion the next day because I'd have more energy, I'm more clear, I've got more clarity, I'm in a better state of mind, all of that type of stuff? Yeah. So then you go and make that decision based on that. Where you've got to check in is you've got to make sure that you're not allowing it to become an unresourceful checking system. Hey, Georgina. And what I mean by that is like, we're so clever. We are so incredibly clever, and our self-sabotage is incredibly clever. And you've got to make sure that you're not going, oh, well, you know, I'm going to be more explosive and expansive tomorrow. How about I not do it today? Hey, Rosie, great to see you. I'm not going to do my explosive expansion live stream today. I'm going to do it tomorrow instead. And, you know, because of whatever reason. But if you're using it as a get out of jail free card, if you're using it as a cop out, then that's straight out self-sabotage. And you can't do that, right? That's cheating. And it's actually cheating you, and it's cheating your audience, and that is not very good, right? You guys know what I mean. So choose your focus word and choose something that makes you feel something. Choose something that is really kind of unique to you. Choose something that's really kind of visceral, that motivates you, that has you going, yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. And, you know, just bang. And there are so many different words that you could use. Think about the things that really interest you. Think about the things that are that excite you, that motivate you, that maybe the kinds of movies that you like to watch, the kinds of books that you like to read, those types of things, because that can also help you with your word selection. Think about who you really admire. Like, who have you got celebrity crushes on, or maybe not celebrity crushes, but who is it that you really admire in the world of experts at what they do, whether it's movie stars, singers, mentors, speakers, authors, anyone, performers, whatever it is, sports stars. what is it about them that you're just like, yeah, like that's amazing. A really cool word could almost be Teflon. Where you just let anything that is not aligned just whoosh, like a duck, just, wash right over you and, go away. So that's that. That's your tasks for today. Gosh, I feel like a school teacher. All right, everybody. So that's the coffee run for today. I will not be coming to you live at 11. I'm going to go and remove that photo that I did have scheduled up ready to go because no one really needs to see me with all of the stuff and the things at the hairdressers. So although I might post a photo, but you don't need me live from there. Have a really amazing and a great day. Celebrate hard. Let me know what you're celebrating. Let me know what's going on and what's going really great in your world. Like I said, Bold went live today. If you are still looking at getting in, then you can still get in today. I'm going to be on television next week. Again, that's very exciting. Just waiting on the final details for that. So we'll be doing that. So that's a little bit of fun. We've had a bunch of articles go live this week, which is just really exciting. My book is called Visible, right? And so a lot of the stuff for me has been around visibility. Badass rock stars in there as well, but visible. Everything's about being visible, showing you guys that, if I can do it from where I am, then you can too. All right, everybody, have a really fun and amazing day. Let me know what you are celebrating and winning. Georgina's happy hair day. I'll be at the hairdressers. Nice. Thanks for being early. Oh, you're welcome. Nice to see me live. Love your book. Thanks, Georgina. Oh, you guys are too kind. All right, have an amazing Friday. Have a really beautiful, fabulous weekend. Stay freaking warm wherever you are because it's damn cold where we are and I don't like it. So have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.